Hello, my name is Andrew Montana on behalf of Central Florida Lifestyle Magazine. I'm here today with Coach Jeff Conaway. How you doing? How you feeling?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Excited to be in Orlando, to be in Florida, and my family and I couldn't be any more excited.
Yeah, that sounds great. And so, first question, as a person, not even as a coach or a staff member or anything, in terms of moving from Shiloh to here, the travel, the expenses, all that, how's that all been?
It's been a little chaotic,
Yeah.
but that's what you would expect when you're moving 13 hours away and starting a new position. But I've been very pleased with the way that TFA administration, coaches, family has really welcomed us and made us feel extremely special. They've taken care of a lot of our needs, if you will, and really made that transition much more simple and easy for me and my family. And so over the next few weeks, we hope to get the rest of the family down here. Until then, I'll be living out of a hotel and out of a suitcase, but it's been good so far.
Yeah. And so, as one of the newer resident Floridians, what's something you're looking forward to now that you're here in Florida, more specifically now that you're in Orlando?
Well, we love the weather. Who wouldn't love the heat now, but the weather in January and February and March, we're excited about the Florida weather, the sunshine, and just the variety of things that Orlando presents as far as things to do outside of the normal school day.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say are some of your favorite aspects of the game of football?
I like scoring.
Yeah.
We like scoring a lot of points. We've got a phrase that we use: we want to score early and often, and that's going to be our goal. When we're on offense, we want to score. When we're on defense, the same is true. We want to find a way to score, and when our defense can score, our chances of winning increase dramatically. Special teams, we want to find ways to score or set up scores, and so there are sports that there's not a whole lot of scoring that takes place. I like football because there are opportunities to score in all three phases of the game.
Yeah, of course. And with scoring comes the pressure that you put onto your defense. But what are some of the pressures you think students have to deal with in terms of balancing their scholastic responsibilities as well as just the given pressures of being on the football team?
You have to be extremely disciplined, because if you play on a football team that does it the right way, it's going to take a lot of time, effort, and energy to practice and prepare. And so when it's time to study, you got to study. You can't procrastinate. You can't put off studying. You can't put off your schoolwork until you feel like doing it. You have to be disciplined to make sure you're doing that when you're supposed to do it. And so I think discipline is key when you're trying to be a student athlete.
Yeah, of course. And so what would you say is one of your favorite songs or genres or artists that you like to play in the background while coaching practice?
Well, we have a Worship Wednesday where all we play is praise and worship songs. So Worship Wednesday is my favorite day. There's some other genres I believe that are interesting. I usually let my assistant coach pick those, but Worship Wednesday is my day.
Do you ever let the students pick their own songs?
Never. No.
That's a good choice.
We do, but we have to listen to it first to make sure it fits the TFA model, if you will.
Of course. And who would you say are some coaches, whether professional, collegiate, etc., that you base your coaching style on?
I think a coach from right down the road, Gus Malzahn, he coached at the high school that I came from, and he's been a mentor in my life and in my professional career. And I'm excited to be in Orlando with him because a lot of what we do offensively and even defensively really could be traced back to some of the things that he did several years ago. And so he's definitely one of those that I'm excited about being near to once again.
Of course. And would you mind just expanding a little bit on your relationship with Gus Malzahn? Because I'm from UCF, so I just want to know what you got.
Yeah. Well, he was a high school football coach at Shiloh Christian, and I was fortunate enough to room with his first state championship quarterback in college, and then that particular quarterback got the job at Shiloh. I went with him as his offensive coordinator, and so I've been coaching for 13 years at a school where Gus implemented his hurry-up, no-huddle offense back in 1997. And so we've been able to take a lot of the things that he started this offense with and evolve them over the years, but he's the originator, and like I said, he's just been a mentor for me and many, many others, but he's one that's really special to me.
Yeah, of course. And what would you say is something that you want the city of Orlando in general to know about TFA's upcoming football season?
I want them to know that it's a new style of play in all three phases of the game. We're going to be an attacking offense, defense, and special teams. I want them to come out and experience what TFA football is all about, playing the way that we're going to play. We're going to be fast, physical, and focused, and we're going to put on a show. We're in Orlando, and there's a lot of entertaining options out there. We want to be one of those. We want to be a place where the community can come out on a Friday night and really enjoy the camaraderie with other citizens and not have to miss out on a Friday night of entertainment. So we want to put on a show for the the people of Orlando.
Of course, great response. And I'm actually really interested in your response for this next question. So I'm actually going to paint it out for you a little bit. So on one hand, we have your football team, the Royals, who is just, like you said, electric, just magnifying offense, and has a history of moving into the next level, collegiate. You guys have players representing UF, FSU, Auburn, Clemson, etc. On the other hand, we have the Knights, the local college, who are looking to rebuild, to recruit young players out of high school. Do you think the Royals have anything to offer to the Knights in that sense? Do you think your players have the capability of making it all the way to the NCAA level, maybe even competing in a division like the Big 12?
Without a doubt. We've got a foundation of really good football players, but I believe with a steady, consistent structure of training and nutrition and just developing them starting at a very, very young age, TFA can produce a lot of Division I football players. The city of Orlando has plenty of Division I football players, and I believe that TFA is one of those schools we're going to develop, and we're going to make sure that we're not just developing the athlete, but we're developing the person. And I really believe over time, people are going to see that, they're going to respect that, and they're going to want to be a part of what we're doing.
Excellent, yeah. And of course, you've had plenty of achievements in your time at Shiloh. You had, first of all, a career of just 9 years, which is almost unheard of these days. You had an overall record of 99-27, in addition to, I think, a 12-2 season recently. And on top of that, you made it to 4 consecutive championships, and I believe they were the 4 most recent, in addition to you almost making a 5th in a row. What do you think is your greatest achievement out of those, or maybe even another one that I didn't mention, as a member of a football staff member?
Well, it's not necessarily my achievement because football takes everyone, and we had great coaches and players and parents and administrators around me that helped me do my job well, but I think our greatest accomplishment was developing a very, very healthy program from the senior high level all the way down to the youth league. And we did a great job, in my opinion, of developing our youth league football players. No one necessarily talks about this, but our youth league, grades 2nd through 6th, went 40-0 last year, playing in a private public school league. And so the future at Shiloh Christian is bright because of the work that we did with the young guys. And that's something that I want to figure out how we can do that here at TFA, because if you can build a football program from the ground up, starting with your elementary kids, when they get into junior high and high school, the sky's the limit. And so that's going to be the model that we're going to chase, but that's probably the thing that I feel like we did the best, was taking a very successful model all the way down to our elementary kids.
And what would you say is your proudest memory, your favorite moment, outside of achievements, outside of all that, as a football coach?
Most proud moments for me are when they graduate and they are ultra successful, maybe not because that they're playing football, but because of whatever they're doing in the next season of life. And we've had so many guys graduate and walk across that stage that were champions spiritually, academically, socially, and athletically. One of them is just down the road right now, and he came and visited me. He was my first visitor from Arkansas, and he's working at Kaleo. He's in the ministry, and he came and he spoke words of life into my life in a day where I needed to hear something special. He prayed over me, and it was just a huge encouragement for me, because when he was in 9th grade, he was a knucklehead, but now he's ministering to me. And so those are proud moments when you can see a young boy turn into a champion and live it out after his high school experience.
Of course. Well, thank you so much, Coach, for your time. That's all I have. If you have any final comments to make for the football team?
Go Royals. But thank you for your time, and I hope the city of Orlando will come out and take a look at what TFA has going on. I think it's going to be a very, very special Friday night atmosphere and environment.
Of course. Well, thank you so much.